Hi there and welcome to The Perspective on Berita Satu. I'm Blaze Hope. With me is Douglas Broderick, the Indonesia Resident Coordinator for the United Nations, the top UN guy in the country. Douglas has 33 years experience working as a senior manager for the UN in Bangladesh, China, North Korea, Armenia, the former Yugoslavia, Eritrea, Rwanda and Djibouti. He also worked with Catholic Relief Services in Iraq, the US, Jerusalem, the West Bank and Gaza, Egypt and Thailand. Douglas, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Blaze. Thanks for the opportunity and look forward to our chat today.
Yeah, you've spent a lot of time in a lot of countries. You're coming up to 2 years in Indonesia.
Right.
That's coming up to the halfway point in your time here. Any thoughts?
I think it's been really a great time in Indonesia for me to be here. It's incredible seeing the country and the economy progress from 1 to 2 trillion. It's incredible also seeing a new administration and a new president come in, and also a very, very smooth election process, which all of us are very happy to see. Obviously, there's a lot of opportunities in Indonesia that everybody sees economically and the growth, and plus the 140 million that will be moving and ascending quickly into middle income. But there's also a lot of challenges, especially with the Millennium Development Goals that the UN is working together with the government in terms of partnership in tackling and helping the government move ahead into a prosperous future and a prosperous 21st century for the Indonesian people.
Well, let's get a bit of background on that. The Millennium Development Goals, what are they?
Millennium Development Goals are 8 goals that were founded at 2000, and they're basic social development goals of a country: better education, better health, better quality of living, better environment, better equity, and better tackling infectious diseases, tackling the quality of education. And those are goals that Indonesia has signed and wrapped around with all the other member states of the UN, and working towards a completion of the Millennium Development Goals in 2015. And then after 2015, we'll be looking at the Sustainable Development Goals that the UN will be coming out to follow up on the Millennium Development Goals. These are important social development indicators and help countries in terms of their development and their progress, moving especially up the middle income ladder.
How has Indonesia done in these first 15 years?
Indonesia's done an incredible job. I think the poverty rate has been down to 11%. So the alleviation of poverty has been very good.
Down from what?
It's at one point in time it was 50% to 30%, like 2-3 decades ago, and Indonesia has done an incredible job along with China and India in getting people out of poverty. And the 11% poverty rate now is something that we're working on with government, especially in those very difficult pockets of poverty and difficult areas to serve. Getting those people uplifted and into the lower middle income status is something that we'd be working on with the Millennium Development Goals in mind.
When you say pockets that are difficult to help improve, can you elaborate a bit?
Well, there are certain areas of Indonesia, for instance, Aceh, there's East Indonesia, and there's Papua. Those are some of the more difficult areas to reach. And some areas like that do have pockets of poverty, and they do have higher people that we need to reach out with, which are more difficult to reach, more expensive to reach, and more economic investment and economic opportunities for those people to get them out of poverty. But that is a challenge for all of us to remain, and it will be a challenge in the next 5 to 10 years for all of us to tackle, so that everybody in Indonesia will have a prosperous future and everybody will become a middle income consumer.
We'll be back in just a moment on The Perspective with Douglas Broderick talking about the Millennium Development Goals in Indonesia. Stay with us.